No, absolutely not.
Because everybody watching this right now is looking at your face.
Mhm.
They're going, is this guy for real?
I am for real. And I'm sitting here at great personal risk and obvious professional risk by talking to you today.
You've told us that we really are not alone. Even though you believe what you say is true, you haven't been fed disinformation. It's a common thing in intelligence for governments to mislead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was very sensitive to that fact. Was this some kind of ruse against me? Am I being used in any kind of way? And I took about 4 years being very methodical before I filed my whistleblower complaint to be absolutely certain of these basic facts.
Chris Lado, welcome to Lado Files. Welcome to Lado Files. I am Chris Lado. Today's show is just an unbelievable show. I didn't think I would be doing it anytime soon. Definitely not. But I'm going to go through the full Grusch interview with Ross Coulthart, give my commentary. I'm just blown away. This is probably going to be an emotional show. I was just literally flipping out this morning. I just can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. But the only thing stopping me from actually believing it, because there's tons of evidence, it is blatantly obvious. If you can just remove the bias that they have programmed into our brains that says it's not possible. As soon as you understand that it's possible or believe that it's possible, because it is possible, all of a sudden it's blatantly obvious. Blatantly obvious. There's going to be something. So let's go through the full interview. I have it right here. It was broadcast June 11th on Sunday. Let's check it out. Amazing, amazing stuff, man. I just cannot believe it.
Tonight, for the first time, a former senior military intelligence officer comes forward to say what we've only imagined is true.
You are saying to the human race, for the first time, we are not alone.
We're definitely not alone.
Claims that our government has proof of alien life.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah. How many? Quite a number. Some are landed, some are crashed.
Allegations of a secret government program that has hidden the truth, the technology, from the world.
There's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral, and it's totally frightening.
From Roswell to the present day.
There are non-prosaic cases, 100% unexplainable, and this is like tangible technical craft or CA.
Is this decorated officer a liar?
Why should we believe you?
A fool?
Is it possible that you're deluding yourself?
Or a hero?
I'm a patriot, and I believe in truth to power in this.
We're talking about the biggest secret in human history.
We are not alone. The UFO whistleblower speaks.
I'm going to answer that first question. David Grusch is a hero. David Grusch is a hero, without a doubt. And everyone else, all your names are going to be in history. All the other people, your names are going to be in history. And you're going to go down as cowards and lying sacks of shit is what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. All you guys. Crimes against humanity, man.
Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Vargas, here to bring you a News Nation exclusive interview with a man we're calling the UFO whistleblower. David Grusch is a career intelligence official who this week is making some bombshell claims of a U.S. government cover-up going back nearly a century, shedding light, he says, on that existential question. Are we alone? News Nation has confirmed David Grusch's credentials and resume. We have not seen or verified the alleged proof he says he's provided to investigators. But we want you to hear his story so you can decide for yourself. Mr. Grusch sat down with investigative journalist Ross Coulthart, who is reporting for News Nation. Mr. Coulthart is an award-winning journalist and author who has reported for the Australian version of 60 Minutes, as well as other news programs in his home country. What you're about to see is part of their conversation, touching on Mr. Grusch's work with the UAP task force, his background and his service to this country, and the alleged secret military program about which he says the world needs to know.
For decades, the UFO...
He says the world needs to know.
So I've gotten the pleasure to work with Ross Coulthart, and he is a detail-oriented investigator, and he believes that it's possible. And I think believing that it's possible opens your eyes to actually being able to see the evidence. So Ross Coulthart, he was brought in to this case to do this interview, and man, he kills it. Ross is a legend. From what I understand, this interview was filmed May 9th, and there's actually 7 hours of full additional footage that they will cut down to 90 minutes to 120 minutes is what Ross said. So Ross Coulthart, amazing. I got to work with him on the Michael Narindu UAP, which now I think after these revelations has a lot more weight, doesn't it? Michael was followed by 4x4s. He was hassled. He was harassed. Could it be related? Could it be all true?
Of 60 Minutes, as well as other news programs in his home country. What you're about to see is part of their conversation, touching on Mr. Grusch's work with the UAP task force, his background and his service to this country, and the alleged secret military program about which he says the world needs to know.
For decades, the UFO question has been consigned to the realm of speculation, but in recent years, serious people have started taking the subject seriously.
You'll see it come through the top of the screen. There it goes.
Prompted in part by the release of these videos, purporting to show encounters between American naval aviators and what the Pentagon has labeled unidentified.
These cowards and people that lied, crime against humanity. Think about that. Everyone, all you guys, all you people that know about this stuff, that knew for years, and you let us just wonder what's out in the universe. Are we alone? I wonder if we're alone. Why you knew? Why you knew? Think of that. Why you knew? Man, you guys are going to hell. You're going to go to hell. I don't even know if we need to do anything in this world, because you are going to hell in the next world. Do you understand that? Crimes against humanity. Crimes against humanity. You kept it secret. You lied to everyone. You lied to everyone in the world, just so you could maintain your power, just so you could have your money, so that we could have your crappy society still go on into the future. We're catching people from 50 years ago, serial killers. We're catching serial killers from 50 years ago. You don't think we're going to find out what's happening now? You don't think we're going to know? Your family name is going to go down in history as a piece of shit.
they might pose.
If UAP do indeed represent a potential threat to our security, then the capabilities, systems, processes, and sources we use to observe, record, study, or analyze these phenomena need to be classified at appropriate levels.
The Department of Defense has established a special team, formerly known as the UAP Task Force, recently renamed the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARROW, to investigate and identify what are now hundreds of reported sightings. So far, they have not confirmed any of them to constitute proof of alien life.
I mean, all those people, all the pilots, you let just think they were crazy. All the experiencers, you just let them think that they're crazy. No help. Whatever you make up as some excuse for what you did is not going to make it right. It's not going to make it right. Everyone, thousands, tens of thousands of people that think they're insane, that think they're crazy, told they're crazy, ruined their careers. How many people did you kill? How many people had to keep your secret safe just so America can stay on top, or whatever country it is? You guys are going to hell, man. Think about that. Repent. You guys are screwed. You think we're going to give up? It doesn't matter the mainstream media doesn't know. We know. There's enough of us. And we do have decentralized. And we will burn this place down.
Officially, the government continues to state, we are indeed alone. But now, for the first time, a former member of that official investigative team is speaking out, telling a stunning story that impacts every person on this planet. And now you're about to meet that man for the very first time in this exclusive television interview. Welcome. Have a seat. Maybe start off telling me your name and who you are.
The captain when I was deployed.
Have you still...
You are the domestic enemies. It's you guys. That's it. You run around, terrorize the world, weaponize our nation, weaponize the earth. And you sleep at night. That's why you kept this secret, because it's so dark. And what happened to JFK? What happened to Kennedy? Why was Kennedy killed? Yeah, we still can't figure it out. It's only been over 60 years. Our giant apparatus, our military, how many intelligence agencies do we have? 18? All of you people. Anyone who knew about this or suspected it and did nothing is a coward and a lying sack of shit. I don't know what you can even do at this point. Grusch is the only one. He's the only one. This one guy. All you generals, all you colonels, all you admirals, all you people think you're so hot. You think you're above everyone else. You're going to decide how the future of humanity goes because you're so smart. You are an idiot. You are an idiot. You have either been compromised by the aliens or you have compromised us. You have compromised us. And you've held us back for the last 90 years. You bastards. And this is true. This is going to come out. Grusch is legit, man. This guy is legit. He is Air Force integrity first. You can see it on his face. And people are like, oh, he's laughing when he says it. He's laughing when he says it. Yeah, that's what it looks like when it's real. And you're saying something out in the public and you know it's real. Just because you're smiling doesn't mean you don't do the operation. This guy's done the operation. He's been there. Integrity first. That's what I'm talking about. You can't have integrity first and then lie to everyone in the whole world to maintain your feudalistic dominance. You guys are going to hell. And your family names are going to forever be labeled as cowards and lying sacks of shit.
Dear intelligence officer, Grusch spent time on the ground in Afghanistan and other places he can't mention before rotating back to Washington.
I was an intel officer for the U.S. for 14 years. My last position, which I left in April of 2023, I co-led the UAP portfolio for the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, and some of the highest officials within the Department of Defense and Intelligence community used to call on me to advise them on some of the hardest target sets that the country had.
You are one of the most trusted former intelligence officials in the U.S. defense and intelligence establishment.
Yes, I was.
You were trusted with the most intimate secrets.
Yes.
And he says the most earth-shattering of those secrets were revealed after...
We know they're visiting you. We know they're abducting us. We know they're doing crazy things, flying around. And by that, I mean our government knows and has literally been lying to us. Literally. Worst thing ever, I think. You'd be very excited for about 30 seconds, and then you realize that your life is effectively over. I mean, this means Bob Lazar is essentially correct. I would say Bob Lazar's story is correct based on this coming out now. And people would be like, well, I can't believe Bob Lazar because I've been believing him for years. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Do you really think they couldn't change his background? Do you really think they couldn't change the MIT numbers? These guys have access to alien technology. Let me remind you, alien technology. That means mental technology. They're able to actually affect people's mental aspects, right? That is alien technology, part of it. Remote viewing. I mean, they've been doing that for decades. What else have they been doing that we don't even know about? That Grusch saw and said, this is highly illegal and exceptionally immoral. What else do we not know? And all these people have been tortured. You tortured people. The people enforcing these programs. You have tortured your own people. You've kept everyone else in the world in the dark. For the gain of what? For the gain of what exactly? Because you're afraid that this information coming out, that you assassinated our own president to keep it safe. You're afraid that that information coming out will cause serious and grave effects to the nation. Oh, will it?
to looking at an unknown unknown. And a lot of them have literally suffered physically because of their service.
But as we know, anyone who's come forward claiming non-human intelligence is behind these incidents has been dismissed as delusional or deliberately deceitful. If you're right, if you're telling us the truth, everyone, the entire American public, has been lied to for decades.
Yeah, there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral.
And let me guess, you just can't believe it. I can't believe disinformation campaign would be effective against me. Not against me. Do you know how I get paid from YouTube? I get paid only through advertising. By you watching this, someone else pays to show advertising to you. Why do you think they do that? The first 10 don't work. First 10 times you see an advertisement doesn't work. After that, it does. Then the next time you're at the store, you just buy something. You're going to buy that object. You're going to want that. Why? Because we're idiots. We're idiot monkeys, and we can be programmed. You can program people. I've been programmed multiple times. I've programmed myself. I've deprogrammed myself. I've been programmed by the government to kill. We are idiots. You can easily be programmed. Easily. And it's so obvious. It is so obvious. If you can just imagine that it's possible. Imagine that it's possible. And then look at the evidence. If you can get past that bias, where you just won't even look. You don't even want to look past the curtain. I don't want to know. That's how you want to live your life.
Coming up,
there's 120 out west.
New evidence and perhaps new attitudes in a new age of UAPs.
The American people need and deserve to know more.
Has the U.S.
And for some reason, they were trying to excite or interact with our F-18 carrier group. Okay, that never made sense to me. Same with gimbal. Why would they be in the operating areas if they're trying to remain hidden, trying to stay secret from the rest of humanity so that they can continue to make money and power, and then wonder why they will not end up in a good position here? So for both, so gimbal, anomalous. Okay, he says a natural phenomenon that is from a targeting pod that is very good at ruling out natural phenomena. It's some sort of crazy orb thing flying along, and it does turn. I believe Mick West in that sense is correct that it does gimbal because of the internal parts of the pod. Either way, it doesn't matter because it should be visible as a jet or something flying, not just a ball that's flying in the air. Okay, that is an anomalous object. That is a flying ball of something. That is an alien craft. You are looking at some sort of alien vehicle. We don't know where from. It sounds like some other different dimension potential. Same thing with Tic Tac. Highly anomalous. No idea what it is. Solid object. Underwood got it in all the different types of the targeting pod. He got it in infrared. He got it in optical. They got it on radar. Tons of data. Okay. And yet again, lied and treated like crap. Kevin Day was treated like dirt by the military. You guys haven't even investigated it. I say it yet again. Bunch of cowards and you're a bunch of pieces of shit. And it's going to be remembered. It's going to go down in history. Names are going to go down in history. So all you guys out there who have a chance to change this, I would recommend changing it. It's going to go down in history. This is not going to, you can't put this cat back in the bag, man. The cat has been torn apart. It has been shredded. And as much as you guys have tried to control the media, guess what? We live in 2023. 2023 has YouTube. We have decentralized information passage. That's what this is. You're done.
Not of this world.
Most likely, yeah.
The videos were leaked in 2017, then officially released by the Pentagon in 2020. At the time, it seemed...
I can't believe you're going to die and realize your life was a waste. A waste.
He says the videos that have been released are just the tip of...
And now you are screwed.
He says there are credible witnesses who could testify to Congress about spacecraft, big spacecraft.
A lot of them were very large, yeah. Like a football field kind of size.
It's illegal, highly illegal. All you people I said before, you can't change what you've done in the past, but you can change what you do now. You can. You can change what you do now. What are you going to do?
Problem you've got is there have been categorical. Is that true?
That is how a lot of these relationships are. While I don't want to name the specific companies and government elements, but overall, the government has been the custodian of a lot of this, right? And they'll hand receipt it out to a cleared defense contractor to do some analysis, which I find highly unethical. You have basically a sole source arrangement, and you allow certain private corporate elements to look at this, develop a potential insight, and then sell it back to the government for profit. And I think that's totally unethical.
Of course, it's totally unethical. It's obviously illegal, highly illegal. All you people. I said before, you can't change what you've done in the past, but you can change what you do now. You can. You can change what you do now. What are you going to do?
Problem you've got is there have been categorical denials from high-level officials in the US government, even presidents, that what you're saying is true.
Unfortunately, some elected officials were not brought in.
Only a few weeks ago, 19th of April, the head of the Pentagon
Dimensional in your brain. But again, you don't think it's going to be remembered? You don't think it's going to be remembered that you stood up there and lied and did nothing to actually find the truth? To actually find the truth. You did nothing. Nothing.
Same investigative discoveries I did. It's totally crazy if he doesn't.
So the implication.
This is the guy who was supposed to tell us what it was. They told him. He talked to Grusch a year ago. He talked to Grusch a year ago. Did you go and look at the data, Kirkpatrick? We have no credible evidence. No, you have no credibility. You have no integrity. You are done. All these people, man. Honestly, I think the whole industrial military complex should be disbanded. Should be disbanded. We don't have control, people. You do not have control. You are under control.
I hope he ultimately does the right thing. He should be able to make the same investigative discoveries I did. It's totally crazy if he doesn't.
So the implication here is that the head of the very body that Congress has ordered to tell the American public the truth about UAP.
Hold other nation states accountable if they're doing unethical or illicit activity as it relates to the subject. And I think the obtuse secrecy is actually putting us in a very dangerous position where a country might make a breakthrough that say it's an adversary of ours. And it is so destabilizing.
You say there's been a Cold War behind the scenes with Russia and China.
There has been a Cold War against with our peer adversaries, yeah.
I was in France last year, and according to him, in France, they
intelligences and the American government.
I think that's a question that I would like to know all the.
And you're all lying sacks of shit. You're going to go down in history. Everyone is going to go down in history with this secret.
Why hasn't Russia or China come out spoken publicly about this?
I think they're in a similar, pickle as us, where it's they understand maybe some of the socioeconomic destabilization factors in their own society.
But if this non-human intelligence is so advanced, and at least some of them are malevolent, why haven't they destroyed us already? Perhaps some fragile yet combustible détente has been reached. Grusch has written an internal document about his discoveries that refers to agreements that risk putting our future in jeopardy. And it's quite clear that you're talking about agreements between America and non-human intelligences. Have we made agreements with non-human intelligences?
That's the kind of information I really hope national leadership is able to get to the bottom of.
I need to pin you down on this. Are there agreements between non-human intelligences and the American government?
I think that's a question that I would like to know all the details of as well.
Okay, so that answer means yes. Did you guys see that? That's how you answer yes without breaking the rules, that you're not allowed to actually say that we have agreements in place. That's how you say we have agreements in place. Think of that. Our government signed agreements with aliens without any of us knowing. We are under those agreements right now. What agreements are we under? Did you vote for that? Is that democratic? This is the democracy you live under, right? In agreements with alien NHIs that we don't understand. Secret agreements. You just can't make this, you can't make this stuff up, guys.
We do know of at least one agreement among humans that's worth noting. This 1971 agreement between the US and the USSR on measures to reduce the risk of nuclear war. Whether or not you believe Dave Grusch, this document proves the two superpowers were aware that UAP existed, whatever they were.
If you look at Article 3 of that treaty, it talks about unidentified objects near nuclear facilities or interfering with communications. And that is a treaty that has been used, from what I understand, to notify each other if there's a concerning event and there's no risk. And
an official investigatory body of...
This is your chance. This is the chance. This is the chance. Because like I said before, you know what's going to happen? This is the wrong side. You're on the wrong side of history, okay? This is completely illegal and completely fucked up. Completely. Governments have... I don't know if you have a reason to be around after this. Honestly. We should have no secret programs. There should be no secret programs anymore.
Grusch has left the government. He wasn't part of URO during the most recent congressional hearings when still more UAP were revealed, including this one captured by a drone.